Lamont, Gilchrist, www.lgfitnessmessiah.com is my webpage. Give a shout out to my guys, Ullisses. He always getting hated on. People say that he's probably not natural. They do body mass index, Simeon Panda, guys like that. Whether they are or they're not, they're cool people. I met Ullisses a couple trips out to WrestleMania. He was always cordial. He came to Omaha. He was training Harry County Jr. some years back, and we worked out down at the downtown YMCA. We kept in touch. He's a cool cat. #1 rated National Muscle Mania bodybuilder in the world. He's a cool cat. Yeah, and Simeon Panda is homeboy over there, and they live over in Great Britain. They over there doing their thing. I got a client up in Canada getting ready for a contest. Good luck. We're doing meal plans and everything else like that. I want to elaborate a little bit on my professional and my experience with. I posted something earlier from my blog and on Facebook about insulin sensitivity, glucose levels being elevated, fat percentages and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different ways to get in shape. But once you're starting to talk about type 2 diabetes, or you're talking about obesity, or you're talking about the different shapes, as far as being apple shaped, having fat in your midsection, as opposed to being pear shaped, having fat more in your hips and stuff like that, and you start talking about health risks, cholesterol levels, diabetes, hyperglycemic or hypo, and hitting different levels and all those different things like that. Then you're talking about some serious issues, man. You're talking about death, or you're talking about at least not a good quality of life. I know y'all see my uncle that I train all the time. I've been working with my uncle for almost 10 years now, man. He's blind from diabetes. Ate up his I'm not sure. I don't think it retina, diabetes has. So diabetes running in my family, man. And he had got his uric acid had crystallized up, and he had gout all through his body, which is very rare. And he got that under control, everything. And so me and him been working for a while. And I told him something like 10 years ago. I said, man, you might be better than what you were when you were younger. He's 61 now. And he's in some of the better shape, lower percent body fat than when he was younger. He used to be in the same arena that most guys are about, I want to be big, I don't want to lose weight and stuff like that. It's about being efficient. Like with these guys, Ullisses, and like I know with bodybuilding, other than if you're for athletic performance, and being big, just, for someone who's in shape and someone who's trained, it doesn't intimidate them. It doesn't mean that you perform better. It doesn't mean that you go with somebody. I love going against big people because, in my estimate, they're slower. And once we get on the ground, their center of gravity, my strength is going to be as equal as their strength. But my quickness and my overall endurance and ability is just going to pull me through. My better athleticism is just going to pull me through in most situations. And that's because I'm lean. That's because I'm not working on raw power. I'm working on a lot of different rounded areas. So the reason why I say that for guys, it's so hard to get rid of that. I want to be big. I want to be walk around big. Big doesn't mean you look good, man. Big is just taking up space. Big is okay in some cases. Doesn't mean you're healthy. Doesn't mean you're not healthy. Doesn't mean that you are healthy. Doesn't mean that you're strong. It doesn't. It's just a significant. It's just a visual perception that you want to portray off. I see people walk around all the time with their air lats, arms out, all this other stuff, and things like that. And I'm not huge, but for my size and for what I do, I'm pretty big. When people see me, they're like, man, I have kids come up to me and be like, man, when I'm in the store or something, they want to touch my muscles, and people always come up and comment to me because this is something that they haven't seen. And by no stretch of the imagination am I big. I've been bigger. I've been 220-something, 230-something. So once we got my uncle over that big hump, as far as your masculinity, as far as like being a man, as far as being strong. And I told him that big doesn't associate with strong. More muscle fibers, you can be big, but if you got more muscle fibers, you got better transmitter going to your muscle fibers. They react, they fire off harder. A lot of different principles can make you stronger and make you more efficient. You know, so we fought for years. So like I fight for years with guys all the time about just wanting to be big for no reason. More pressure on your joints, more pressure on your bones and stuff like that. If you want to, that's cool. I got a big homeboy, real talk, man. This is a true story. I want to tell a story because it's kind of funny, man. We're in the Shrine Bowl, man. This guy comes in, man. He's my homeboy to this day, man. Big dude. Paul Holly, he know who he is, man. Played at Miller North, man. He come walking in the gym, man. And me, Tony Beal, and all those athletes in this class and stuff were in York at the Shrine Bowl, man. This dude looked like a grown-ass man. And we were in high school. I guess we were graduating high school because we were playing the Shrine Bowl. He was huge, man. And every time I see Paul is always huge. Now, he's a big dude. There's some big dudes on this planet, and Paul's a big dude when it comes to stuff like that. And yes, it is intimidating a little bit, I must admit. But Paul is crazy, and Paul can function, but he's an athlete, so that makes it very rare for you to see people to be really big like that and be athletes. Shout out to my guy, Paul Holly. You can stay big, man, because you're big for real. But everybody else, man, stop trying to be big. Get in shape. In shape means a variety of things. It means cardiovascular condition and muscle explosion, flexibility, joint health, bone health, mobility, agility, all the things that you would do. If you cannot right now, and you lift weights and stuff right now, if you cannot go out right now, and if somebody was running off with a purse of an old lady, or a kid was in the middle of the street, if you could not go out right now and sprint, and go and save the kid and sprint back, then there's somebody on top of a roof, a kid about to jump off the roof, and then run up the stairs and save that kid's life, you out of shape. That goes for everybody. That goes for man, woman, anything else like that. If you cannot do the things that at the spur of a moment for survival to help someone or something like that, even though in your mind you want to do it, but your body won't physically let you do that, then you are out of shape. And not only can you not help someone, you cannot defend yourself. You're not in any shape to defend yourself. Because after about 15 seconds to 20 seconds in any kind of altercation, you gonna be done. Your body will give out. You gonna be done. You gonna be balled up, and you gonna be at the mercy of whoever's on top of you. And that's just real. You know, fights and altercations aren't boxing match, and if it's not gunplay, and we're talking about real battles, usually end up on the ground and usually end up in grappling and other things and stuff like that. So, you know, I always try to stay aware and keep myself in some kind of prepared for war shape too. I'm rambling and stuff, but back to my uncle and back to my case study. So, to go along with what I just posted down on my Facebook earlier and on my blog about insulin and blood sugar. So my uncle now, he doesn't really have to take insulin, man. So I'm always we always butting heads, but we don't butt heads, man. Because he just now increased his protein because he was doing so much cardio and doing things and stuff like that. Older people don't want to listen because they get stuck in their ways and because a doctor or something said this, man. But I'm a scientist. This is what I do. So he increased his protein, he's leaning out and starting to look good, his strength is coming back and stuff like that. You know, everybody go up and down and we get insecure. It's just science to me. If the science works, and I've been doing it for so many years, we just do the science and trust our body. So, you know, he does things and he'll try things, but normally all the time he eat pretty clean and he knows his diet, he knows what he's taking in to his body. But because I explained to him, because you don't no longer have a higher percent body fat and you have more lean muscle, your body utilizes sugar a lot more efficient. Even without the pancreas and everything else that goes into the muscle, into the brain, your energy output on a daily basis, your basal metabolism is much higher. So you don't have to, you're not really chasing insulin and stuff with your body. You can almost get away with not using insulin. And he can, because some days he go for weeks without even using insulin. And he went blind from diabetes. So it ain't no reversing. It's pancreas, everything. But I mean, so it's hard for him to understand. But I understand, because when you're at the brink of death with gout, blood sugar going up and down, can't get out of bed and everything else and stuff like that, it's very hard to trust and understanding what's going on in your body and not being skeptical about everything that you should do. And that goes for everyone out there who's not facing that, because that's the route. It goes diabetes, it goes at apple shape, it goes type 2 diabetes, it goes obesity, it goes cholesterol, heart problems, it goes water retention, inflammatory properties of the heart and other things, growth properties, breathing problems, amputation, blindness. It's a horrible death, man. And quality of life is not good. You know, I'm about quality than I am about quantity. You know what I'm saying? If you know, once again, I always go back to the Bible or biblical phrases. Once a man, twice a baby. You know what I'm saying? When it comes into those situations, nobody want to be into a situation where you can't defend for yourself, wipe your own butt, do particular things, because then you really see who loves you and who don't really love you, and how cold the world really is. Have to depend on people, even people you think that you love or that love you, and become a burden on someone. And then you'll really see who's really your friend and who's really in your corner. Hopefully you never have to experience that, because you'll take care of your quality of life, and you make sure that you're doing the things so that when you do reach the end of your life, there's not any suffering, and you can say that you had a good quality of life and fulfilling life from a health aspect. So don't always think about being big, fellas. Ladies too. And once again, get rid of that apple shape, because that is definitely midsection holding body fat. That is definitely a precursor and an indicator that you're going to have health problems later on down the line. Even with your kids, look at your kids and look at that. There are certain signs and certain characteristics that basically tell you, you know, that can give you an indicator that something probably will be going wrong later on down the line. Once again, shout out to my homeboy Ullisses. I'll be seeing him next year, man, when I go out there and do my thing. Shout out to all my clients around the world. Keep up the good work. I'm not riding y'all this month because it's Thanksgiving. I'm a realist. I'm not bothering y'all. You do what you do. You know, you control your body. This is a marathon, people. This is not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? I stay this way like I stay because I go hard all the way around. I live this. I don't expect everyone to live this like I live it. So you have to pace yourself. You got to pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? You got to, you know, cycle in and cycle out. But make sure you stay the course, fight the good fight, stay on task. Peace.